Did you know that more than 1 in 5 Kenyan children now consume junk food or sugary drinks daily? Our kids are growing up on snacks instead of real meals, and it shows. Years ago, most children ate home-cooked meals with vegetables, grains, and fruits, but today, things have changed. Studies show that over 20% of Kenyan children regularly consume junk food or sugary drinks, while very few meet the recommended diet diversity for their age. Everywhere you look, junk food is within reach. Kiosks and supermarkets filled with them. Children are bombarded with flashy ads and influenced by what their friends eat. Busy parents, pressed for time, often turn to fast food or pre-packed snacks. And with screen time rising, family meals around the table are slowly disappearing. These shifts may look ordinary, but together they're shaping an entire generation of unhealthy eaters. Unhealthy eating doesn't just mean extra sugar, it's linked to bigger problems. We are seeing a rise in childhood obesity in urban Kenya. About 3% of under 5s are overweight, and the numbers climb higher as kids grow older. On the flip side, many kids are missing out on key nutrients needed for growth, energy, and learning.
Today it is harder to make the children eat well because of the life we are living. At times, you have a lot to do. And putting a meal on the table, it's a bit tricky.
Is it hard compared to now and when we are growing up? I think for me, yes, because when I was growing up, the economy wasn't that bad. And now parents are still struggling because of the economy and lack of employment and finances. I would say yes.
Taking from my background where I grew up in the village. And in the village, we used to go, me and my parents, we used to grow our own food, and we could eat directly from the farm. And it was not processed, it was raw, as directly from farm to fork. So yeah, it was a bit healthy, but these days you find that we rely mostly on processed foods. And yeah, we know some health effects that come with that. And yeah, so my answer would be it is very hard, not very hard, but it is harder.
A lot of people don't do farming kama ile wakati wa kitambo, wakati most families their life was basically based on farming.
Chakula za siku hizi zingine sio ni za madawa mingi, lakini ile chakula kama bosho na sweet potato, hizo ni chakula hazina chemical.
Today on Family Matters Parenting Tuesday, Sally engages with her guest in studio to discuss how we can raise a generation of healthy eaters. Because if food is fuel, what kind of future are we fueling for our children?
Absolutely. A very good morning to you wherever you are. And that's where we are this day. Our episode for this day is about something, like I had said earlier, we all care about, our loved ones, our families, and of course, food, which is a fuel that keeps us running, that keeps us going. And remember that food affects a lot of things, including our moods, our energy, and even our relationships in our homes, And from that explainer right there, there's so much you can pick up from when it comes to matters nutrition. Are these days the same as those days? Our days, are they the same as our parents' days? So it's a conversation that's going to be very interesting with the parent, a mommy of 3 children, and an expert when it comes to matters nutrition, especially for children and the family at large. Welcome to Family Matters Parenting Tuesday this morning. Remember to be part of this conversation. You can do that on 20316, which is our SMS line, 0786316316. That is our WhatsApp line. So in case you have any questions or feedback, any engagement that you may want to interact with us, then you can do it right there And also remember, we are praying for you this amazing Tuesday morning. This is our Partners Prayer Day. You people who are so important to us that have been holding our hands and ensuring that indeed we are still here 26 years later just through your support. So send in your prayer requests, and all your prayer requests will be prayed for, and indeed Christ's gonna answer those prayers. Good morning, ladies.
Good
Karibuni
morning.
sana.
Asante.
Yeah, that was quite an explainer right there, you
Yeah.
know. And of course, it's the foundation basis of what you're discussing this morning. But before we delve deep into the world of nutrition,
Yeah.
I'll start by introducing you guys. But maybe I'll start with you, Rosa.
Okay.
Then we come to Jackie.
Yes.
I'm Rosa Wanja.
Right.
I'm a nutritionist and I consult matters nutrition and food in infants mostly, but I also do diet plans.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Jackie.
My name is Jacqueline Wanjiro. I'm a parent of 3.
Yeah.
I'm in business. Yeah, so
Okay.
thank you for having me.
Karibu sana. I'm honored to have the both of you right here. You know, from that explainer, let's start from there. Rosa and Jackie.
Yes.
Rosa, someone, the explainer actually talked about raising, or our kids are growing up on snacks.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
How true is that in this current
It is very
generation?
true because snacks are readily available and they're becoming cheaper by the day.
Yeah.
And so you see the parents themselves, they don't have time to cook. They're becoming corporate parents. So when they leave the house, they come in the evening, there's no time to prepare a good meal.
Okay.
They'll just order out, you know. So snacks become so easy
Okay.
for them. And then in the morning, you get that the baby wants to go to school and they need snacks.
Yeah.
What would be easier to do?
Crisps.
You see? Yeah, you take some biscuits, you take
Yeah.
some cookies, you give them some yogurt, sugared yogurt,
Yeah.
you know, and you say, oh, that's enough for the baby, and the baby likes it.
Yeah.
In fact, the babies in school are also influencing
Each other.
what the other child will take to school. So it is a cycle that follows around. Yeah.
Okay. But so what is good nutrition then in that case?
Good nutrition means balanced, you know. Many of the snacks that we have are mostly sugar, you get.
Yeah.
There is no fiber in them. Why we call them snacks is because there is no dietary fiber and they are just empty calories with nothing that benefits the body. That is what makes it junk food.
Okay.
You get.
All right.
And children need a lot of energy for growth. They need a lot of protein for building muscle, you get, and the body in general, because the cells are dividing, they are multiplying, they are repairing, you know. So there is need for good food so that they can be able to grow. But the society now is listed so much because even when we say we go to do vegetables, we go and do good food, meat, we go to white meat.
Yeah.
We see that they are listed chemicals. You get.
Right.
You see now, you decide to go this way, and when you go the organic way, it is so expensive. So a common mwananchi says, let me just do the snacks. Even this spinach, I don't know, maybe they were grown in the sewage.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the Lord will help us.
Okay, and they move on. Jackie, for you as a mom of 3, you know, how then is your overall look when it comes to feeding your family?
It's challenging in terms of time and budget.
Okay.
When I talk about budget, means cost
Yes.
of food is expensive.
Right.
But then what matters is who you want to raise, the kind of a person that you want to raise. Having, you know, kids at their small age and now they're a bit grown, they're above teenage.
Yes.
I've had to learn the hard way that it's more about planning and coming up with systems that will work. For instance, we would come up with an agreement that can we do a timetable that would be, you know, favoring them and favoring me pocket-wise.
Yes.
So that we know we have both, you know, food they like, but not boring, you know, schedules.
Yeah.
And because I'm a mom that is also working and I have to run around, and most of the time I don't have help in the house.
Yes.
I have to engage them to do most of the work in the house. Like they know how to cook.
Yeah.
So I have a timetable. I'll tell them that this is what we're going to do on Monday, and it's on an agreement.
Okay.
And we shop together. So that works for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shop together. I like that. And we're
Yes.
going to be discussing that.
Yeah.
But Jackie's talking about meal planning,
Yes.
menus.
Yeah.
How important is that? Isn't it boring when it comes to, I'm going home and I know mom has made chapos and dengu today. Isn't it boring? Or
It
is
depends with how you look at it.
Yes.
For the mother, it's so easy when you do meal plans
Yes.
because you have budgeted, you know. The importance of meal plan, you have budgeted and you have made sure that that meal maybe is balanced, you know, because you know mbogas must be there, a protein must be there, a carbohydrate must be there, you know. So when you do a meal plan, it makes sure as a parent you are aware of what you're going to do. So your mind is set on cooking it, as opposed to when you don't have a meal plan.
Yeah.
You get home and say, hey, what do we eat today?
Quite
There's no
stressful.
rice.
Yeah.
There's no, why stress? Let's get chipo from. You
Yeah,
understand? So when you do meal plan, it helps you discipline yourself as a parent. Because remember, children are learning from you. If you don't set your standard in the house as a parent, children learn from it.
Yeah.
And that's how they will grow. You are raising healthy eaters.
Yes. Yeah.
And therefore we have also to be good role models as parents
Absolutely.
to the children.
Okay.
Yes.
Jackie, when you talk about shopping together, why is that important?
I'll tell you that I had to learn I would say the hard way. I didn't grow up like that.
Okay.
But when I had my own children, there's a lot that I really needed to change.
Okay.
From my background to what I want to see in my kids. Yeah. And that I would base it so much on the Word of God. Wow. Because I would learn things from the Word of God, and then I would want to better me. And when I better me, that influences my children as well. So we will have timetable, but then there are times we will not follow that timetable. We'll break the rules. It happen a lot because, especially when you're straining financially as a parent, there are days you want to have, you know, that nice chicken and fish. And yes, and my children will be saying, Mom, I want fish. Please, can we put fish on the timetable? And maybe at that point, fish is not a priority. It's something else. So I would have a timetable that will have alternatives and say, if we can't do fish, let's do another protein that will help, and discuss why we are doing that protein, why we are doing that carbohydrate, why we are doing this. And we'll talk about mental health. You know, like when we discuss scripture together, like when you're having a meal. And when we are having that discussion, we compare food to the Word of God. And it's interesting, like my youngest daughter, she is very, she likes beautiful skin, and long hair. So food influences her to want to, you know, have
eat
proper
healthy.
food, yes, so that she can have those things that she wants. And I've also transferred that to any other thing that I have seen my kids inclined toward, you know, like what they like. So we'll compare whatever you want to have in the future. You have to build, it's a process from what you eat to how you budget to how you plan. But it's not about them only, it's all of us. I learn from that as well. I do learn from that as well, yes.
She's brought in the aspect of the economy, Jackie. And also in the explainer, we had someone talking about, you know, things are quite costly. They're priced. We cannot be shy of saying that.
Sure.
So what is the impact of the inflation when it comes to nutrition, and what are the alternatives then out there?
There are many alternatives that are out there. We only need to know, because if you do not know, then you cannot apply it. For instance, maybe you find that chips is going for maybe 120, right? And you find that a 1 kg of potatoes goes for maybe 100 bob, right? Or maybe 150, right? Then you say, what about the cost of oil, cooking oil and everything? But if you have an oven, you can bake those potatoes, and children will have a very healthy meal, you see? So it is easy if you have the know-how,
Yes.
you can make that what the children like become budget friendly, and they also don't miss out on what they like.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. When we talk about Jackie, you said you're a working mom, so
Yeah.
definitely you're busy.
Yeah.
How then do you plan your meals when you're pretty busy during that week?
I would say right now, before when they were a bit young,
Yeah.
was very difficult because like we had to prepare some meals, store them in the fridge so that they come, when they come from school, they would do the
They
warming
just
and all
warm,
that.
yeah.
But right now, at the age they are, my last one is 13, we are able to say, you can cook. Sit down, cook this. We cook together so
Yeah.
they get to learn. And so it's easy for them to do it for themselves right now. It makes work easier for me. And also, even when I'm home, sometimes I don't have to cook. They do it. Yeah, they do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we learn together.
Together.
Yes.
So it seems like it's quite important to just involve these children
Sure.
when it comes to meal planning,
Yeah.
nutrition, and at that point then we ask the question, at what age do we introduce our kids to nutrition?
Nutrition begins from birth.
Wow. Breast milk.
In fact, even before preconception,
Yeah.
you have to eat well as a mother, prepare to conceive. And once you've conceived, also you eat properly.
Yeah.
You go for all the clinics, you make sure you do everything that is needed of you as a mother because you're carrying life. And when the baby comes out, you start with exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months.
Right.
Yes. Then you
Okay.
start complementary feeding. That means you start to introduce them to feeds alongside breastfeeding. It goes up to 2 years of life,
Okay.
but some parents stop because of maybe they are working and what have you. But you should complement that with your breast milk.
Okay.
But as you continue, you make sure that as the baby starts, they already are used to that nutrition, You start maybe your 6 months, you don't just boil these things for the child,
Yeah, yeah.
Even children don't like bland things, Like vitamin A in malenge, in oranges, those orange-fleshed things,
Yes.
they can't be absorbed without fat. If they are fat soluble, vitamin A, D, E, and K.
Yes.
So if you just boil them, if you just give carrot to a baby and they just eat like that, that vitamin A is not easily absorbed into the body because it needs some fat to be able to be absorbed into the body,
Okay.
So if you just you put a little olive oil and you fry it for the baby, you put some spinach there, for the vitamins, and the baby starts to learn nutrition from early on.
Yeah.
Instead of giving them cookies and giving them other
Sausages
things,
and all those
sausages.
processed foods.
Early
Yeah.
on, you let them learn, let their palates begin to learn to eat those
appreciate
foods,
the
to appreciate
taste,
those
yeah.
foods. Yes.
And we'll talk about how to introduce veggies, especially
Yes.
for children. You'll just see them picking. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Before, as we get to that,
Yes.
Jackie, at some point were you able to treat your kids like, okay, today is, let's call it mommy spoiled day or something, treat day. Would you do that from time to time?
We do. We do. And we do it in 2 ways. There are days we just go out. Like we decide we are not going to have food at home.
Yeah.
We have it out.
Cheat day.
Yes. Yeah, they actually call it
Yeah,
that. Yeah. But there are times we also do it at home.
Okay.
Because maybe they want pizza. And I have a teenage boy who can do a whole bread by himself.
Yes, yes.
He just squeezes the bread and he will just. So going on, out to do your lunch,
Yeah.
you will have to, empty your pocket. very well.
Right,
So
right.
there are days we'll do that, and there are days we just do home cooked pizza home cooked.
Yeah.
So we just get into the internet. It's readily available nowadays.
Yeah.
You get recipes, and we try things. Some go bad, some go, and yes, then we get to learn that. But we do that. We do that quite often.
It's important. You can't just be too rigid.
Yes,
right?
that it's all the time good food. No, we do. We do treats,
Okay,
yes.
let's go back to vegetables,
Yes.
Rosa. How do you introduce vegetables to these young people, especially who keep telling you, I don't want this, I don't want that? How do you make them, attractive?
Yes, so there are many ways to do it. And the first thing I came to realize when I deal with children, they need to have the information. You don't just slap things on someone's face. You have to tell them, this one is important. Especially my daughter, I have a daughter that is 6 years old. She doesn't like meat. She doesn't like anything meat.
Wow.
And you see,
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, can be sweet.
which is not amazing
Well,
because
no, there's so many sources
there's
of
a
protein.
vitamin called B12
Okay.
that is only available in animal protein,
Okay.
And then you realize that she can't absorb calcium and phosphorus that is very important for teeth and bone formation.
Yeah.
So she had a gap for 4 teeth they came out, And they took a
forever.
They took forever to come. So I was telling her, you have to eat this meat so that it still can come out, So you make her understand the reason why you're taking this. It's because it's beneficial for you.
Yeah.
You know that when she started taking it, we could see the teeth are coming out. You know, she said, "Oh, then I'll be taking this meat."
Yeah.
You understand? So I think children also need to learn before you just introduce it to them. It is not like our days. Our days, we were just being told, you have to eat or I slap you. Children of nowadays, you have to tell them before, tell them the advantages of it, and then make sure you start with things that they can easily like.
Yeah.
You get, do things that they can easily like. Maybe some coleslaw that you've prepared at home. It has some honey, so it is a bit sweet, and that mayonnaise that maybe you've made, or an
Designs.
organic
Kids
one.
also love designs,
Yes, you make some
triangles
pretty
and
designs with these things. I've seen some make some popsicles out of fruits,
Whoa, right.
You show them that these things are actually sweet, they're actually palatable. And in that way, they learn slowly.
Wow.
You introduce it slowly. You don't give it all at once.
Amazing. Actually, when you talk about your daughter, I remember my niece who, whether you go to a 5-star or she just say, Mommy, do they have greens? She does ugali and greens, I think I always go like, wow, but I didn't know that meat has that particular vitamin. That's very important. We learn every day.
Yes.
The kind of foods that you keep at home, Jackie.
Yeah.
What are those foods? Like our staple food is ugali, cereal. What are those foods that don't miss from your home and why?
Rice. I influence our menu a lot as a parent.
Yeah.
I figured I don't like ugali. Not because I have anything against ugali, but I'm very seasonal. There are days I would do lots of ugali, and then I don't know whether that comes with the age. I break again. I get into chapati. Oh my goodness! I would wake up. It's chapati in the morning, but then rice is our everyday food.
Kind
Has
of
to
food,
be there.
yeah,
Yes, it has to be there.
Okay.
And the reason why rice is easy for us is because you can do so many other things with the rice. We do rice with meat, rice with dengu, rice with vegetables, rice, and there are many ways of doing rice. It doesn't have to be just boiled rice.
Yeah.
Our rice has to be there, yes.
As we're raising these healthy eaters,
Yes.
Rosa, then what are the portions supposed to look like? Because sometimes you're not even sure, like how much should I eat? So we say, because I'm growing a lot of ugali and a lot of all that, what are the portions supposed to look like?
Okay, for an adult, it's different from children.
Yeah.
And since you're talking about children,
Right.
they need a lot of energy, around 1,400 to 2,000 kilocalories per day, but that depends on their age, you get. And most of this comes from carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are energy foods, and they need it because they are so active, they are growing, they are active, But energy does not only come from carbohydrates. It comes from protein. Protein also has some of that component of energy, and also vitamins you get. So we need to know that children also need a lot of this we call carbohydrates.
Yeah.
You understand? So when we are portioning them, we don't portion them like we are portioning as adults. You know, we are portioning them a little portions, small portions, many times a day. Small portions, many times
The
a day.
frequency is now
The frequency
what
is
matters.
more
Okay.
than for an adult. You get that in the morning, maybe you give them some oats.
Okay.
And then at break time, you give them some oranges, you get, and some milk. And lunchtime, they took that leftover, maybe leftover ugali and some skuma and some mayai. Then they take some uji at 4 p.m.
Okay.
You understand? Then at night, they take something. You understand?
Yeah.
But now you realize that their portions are balanced. You get. Us as adults, we need to take very little what we call carbohydrate. You know, what we call carbohydrate, we need to take very little because we have enough store as adults. We have enough storage, of course, and then we are not as active. We are mostly in sedentary lifestyle right now because, for example, for you, Sally, maybe you're just seated and doing interviews. You know, not like the old days. They used to go to the farm all day. They are farming. You get so when they used to eat that ugali, it was justifiable for them. You know, but as we are going to the office, maybe I'm just coming to sit here with Sally, and from here I'm going to sit somewhere else.
Right.
So I will not be moving around. You understand? But if it was in those days, it was justifiable, and they were healthy because they used it.
Okay.
But for us, we use less, we eat less because of our lifestyle as well. Yes. And you know, when you take maybe beans are complex carbohydrates. They have a high protein content, but they are also carbohydrates. So if you take some rice and you take some beans, you have eaten carbohydrates.
I love
plus
that.
carbohydrates.
Because people don't believe, some people don't when we say that. Isn't it true? So you have to do a vegetable.
Yes, so you do also a vegetable, you know. That's why now the carbohydrate is becoming less.
Out.
It's becoming less so that it balances out. Yes.
You know, sometimes you visit homes, for example, Jackie, and there you are, of course, with age, you want to take care of yourself. And you go to this home and you find they've made things that probably you don't eat. How do you handle such a situation? Even for your children, birthdays, functions, how did you used to manage them in such situations?
There are times we'll break rules, but it depends on your home setup, you know, like the way you deal with your children. They can actually just simply say, kindly, I will not take that. I'll take something else. For instance, let's say my children, 2 of them don't like sweets. Anything that is too sweet.
Wow.
Actually, I don't even invest in sweets or very sugary things.
Okay. Since when they were
Since childhood.
Okay.
But it started because I'll keep off, you know, like sweets. I will not do lollipops. I will not, and I kept telling them, you know, it's not good for your teeth. It's not good for, because in our lineage, we've had issues with our teeth a lot. So I stopped sweets, and that was glued so much to the 2 of them. But then the elder one, the oldest one, she loves sweets so much.
They're always spoiled. They're given that leeway.
And so does. But because of us having discussions and saying we are not doing this because, like Rosa said, you inform them why you're doing why we are saying yes or no to something. Yes, it's okay for them just to say no. I've seen them in a place where set up, they say, I will not do this. Yes. Yeah,
so they actually do listen. They actually hear us out sometimes. Because, you know, as parents, we just imagine, you know, they wouldn't listen to us and tell them sweet. But you see, you come at that in until it's sunk. Sweets are not good. That conversation is going to be on a pause just for a little while as we take a breather, but we'll be right back with much more. Actually, it's just a continuation of the conversation of what we are having. Then we'll be right back with more as we speak about flashy advertisement and how do you keep your kids off those things, especially in supermarkets and all that. See you in a bit.
The parents can make sure their kids are eating healthy by providing the right meals. Because the kids themselves, normally they go for processed foods and junk food, which health-wise doesn't help them. And you see, these are young people who are growing. For their organs to develop, you need, like the vitamins, proteins, a whole balanced diet. So it's the parents to provide the right meal. And of course, encourage them, even when they are in the university and wherever, to eat the right food. Make sure at least there is some proteins. Of course, proteins like food, meat, beans, because these are for their growth. Yeah, it helps in growth.
Mtoto wangu kuhakikisha awe akule healthy, lazima nimuhimize mimi kama mzazi, nimuelekeze hiyo mambo ya chakula, lazima tukule na yeye pamoja. Najua siwezi elezea mtoto akule healthy na mimi sikuli. Najua mtoto ile kenye mzazi anaona anakula, ndio mtoto anakula. Kama mimi napenda chakula ya kiasili kama chakula ndizi, muhogo na kadhalika na sweet potato.
Parents can make sure their kids are eating healthy by a simple nutrition plan, in that they can either through research online or visiting nutritionists and coming up with a nutrition plan that is comprehensive or maybe specific to the children, or make it for the whole family, in that it helps a lot if the children feel included as part of the family, and also it helps the whole family to do the same thing together. So it could be keeping healthy together. Yeah, so I think that's one of the ways. One food that I would include in my children's diet is fruits. Yes, so fruits and vegetables basically, yeah.
Wacha niseme kwa mfano mtoto wangu sasa. Mimi ninamkanga asubuhi, nachonga hiyo matoke na ninamwekea omena ndani. Namwekea, siweki mafuta mingi, yana mkarangia ile kitu najua atakula vizuri. Hiyo ni chakula iko healthy kwa mtoto. Saa zingine kama ikifika saa 7 tunatengeneza greens. Hiyo mboga inaitwa mrenda. Tunampikia hiyo. Unapata hiyo chakula iko na nguvu kwa mtoto.
How can parents make sure their children are eating healthy? One, by making sure they are introducing fruits into their diet. Yes.
Okay, one of the food that has to be provided always is milk. Milk has to be given. Doesn't matter what quantity, but it has to be given.
Welcome back. What an amazing, meal plan right there. We're just here smiling at some good traditional foods. Actually, it's up to the parent. As long as it's balanced, there's matoke there, some omena there, and mrenda there. So if your child can eat all that, very important, very nice. And all this matters nutrition, all this education, all this, even being a parent today, all this is made possible by you, our amazing partner. Thank you so much for being part of our journey. Thank you so much for even impacting lives out there, like even the meal plans that are being done out there. Imagine it's courtesy of what you do. That coin, that note that you sent to us as support, we want to say thank you very much. And you can continue being, or you can be a partner by sending the word partner to 20316, which is our SMS line, or the word partner to 0786 316 316. That is our WhatsApp line, and our team will reach out to you and guide you on what to do. And also you can support us by sending whatever support you have on 316 316. Our pay bill number and account number shall be your telephone number as we balance out our meals right here in studio. Karibuni, back to our conversation, ladies. I don't know what you think about advertisements. You know, when it comes to those flashy ads, they're on TV and they come at the right time. Yeah. Is it the right or the wrong time? And there they are flashing on the TV. How do you handle that, as or how can a parent handle that, especially with the young ones?
Yeah, you know, the young ones, because they're so curious,
Right.
they will ask. They'll say, hey, mommy, can I have that? You know? So maybe the first day they will ask that, you ignore. As a
Yes.
parent, sometimes we ignore. The second time they ask you, you ignore. But at that time you cannot ignore,
Yeah.
you know? Maybe one time you take them out, maybe it's a burger they saw, and you know, buying them a burger once in a while is not a problem. But then you just, as I said earlier, you keep on explaining to them. You
Right.
cannot eat burger every day because it will not be good for your health, you know. That explaining will be able to help them a lot. And then you can make some simple things at home. You know, let them see that you can also, like Jackie said, you can do with them at home. You
Yeah.
know, when you're at home, you can regulate what goes into the burger. You can regulate what you do to the burger.
Yes.
And the child will see it as a burger, you know.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of having children, because they'll just say, oh, it looks like that when I saw on TV. But you know, you have just put some vegetables in there. You know, you've done good things. You've not put that custard. You've just put something good, you know. And they will be saying, oh, I eat burger. In fact, my mom makes the best burgers,
Yeah.
you know. So,
But in there are a lot of balanced
in there, it is
nutritious
so
things.
balanced, you know.
Right.
You bought scones that are maybe brown, whole grain buns, you know. You made the meat yourself, you know. You put that lettuce, you put a lot of tomatoes, you know. So it will be so balanced as they eat it.
Yeah.
And they will just be saying, I ate exactly what I saw on TV. So they will not feel left out.
Okay.
At the same time, they have gained. You know, they have eaten good food,
Right.
nutritious food.
Okay.
Yes.
Jackie, as a mom, how do you feel? What is the most rewarding bit of just raising healthy eaters?
It's I would say knowing the kind of person I would love to see them to be in the future. So when I see them, things I have taught them, them following even without me having to push them to do the right thing,
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing them even wanting to do better than I have taught them. You know, or rather there are times they will go, like in school, and you see someone, they saw something in school that they know we do not appreciate at home, and they will come and ask if they don't understand why the other child did what they did, maybe food-wise, whatever it is that they would. Let's say, for instance, when, like Rosa was talking about snacks, there are times my daughter has come and asked me, Mom, you know, there are kids that are given snacks, you know, money to come and buy snacks from school.
Yeah.
Or they carry, you know, pizza,
Yeah.
this and that. Why is it that for me, it's
can't.
difficult for me to give, especially money? I don't encourage money. There are times I would do that, but I don't encourage money because also where they are going to buy what they are going to buy, I would love to know where did you buy, who cooked, who.
Yeah,
you know, it's
absolutely.
very important. So what I do to regulate that, I'll cook. Let's say they talk about pizza. They say we can do a pizza at home, and they'll go with the pizza in school, and she'll be very proud, or he'll be very proud to say, you know what, we do cook pizza at home.
Okay.
And that becomes a whole topic in class, and that builds also confidence in them that you know, I don't have to eat outside. We do these things at home.
Right.
That has helped there.
Amazing. Rosa, in your meal planning and diets, you know, all those things, I'm sure you've met parents with picky eaters.
Yes.
Yeah. What are some of the strategies that probably you've used and have worked when it comes to dealing with picky eaters, or even picky guests, by the way?
Yes.
The people can come to your home and they said, oh, I don't eat that. How do you deal with such?
For children, especially, I think my daughter doesn't like peppers, the bell peppers, the green peppers,
Hoho.
and hoho and tomatoes. She doesn't like them. So when I blend them and I put in the food, she will not see them. She will eat. She doesn't know they are in there, you know.
But she'd swear, I can never eat that.
In fact, she picks them out. She picks them out. But when I blend them, she'll eat. You know, so you find easy ways of hiding these things. You know, some don't like carrots, but when you make a carrot cake, because it's a cake, they will eat. They do not know it's carrot inside there.
Okay.
You know, so we find we find genius ways as parents how to navigate them into these things that they don't like. Unless it is an intolerance they have, or they are reacting to that food. But if it is something they can take, they only don't like it, you can find ways of putting it inside there. Like when you do pizza, you can do pizza, and when you're making it at home, you put those things there. You put those ho-ho, you put those tomatoes, because they just see the cheesy thing and the bread. They will just eat, they'll be like, oh, it's
nice.
so yummy, you know. Yeah.
Children. So it is just kind of a mind game.
It's a mind game.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Jackie, if you're to talk to a new mom out there who's watching, or even a dad, because even dads are taking care of families when it comes to nutrition, what would be your advice to them?
I'll say be a parent.
On nutrition,
Be a parent. I mean, kids will test you. You say, I don't like this, I don't like the other one. But be a parent. Know where it's not about just what they're eating at that point. It's where you want to see your child be. You know, in terms of health, health contributes to many other things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you're planning the meals daily, on daily basis, you have to think of that child in the future.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say that, yes.
Think about that child in the future.
In the future, yes.
But in the process as well, there's some common mistakes that also as parents we make. What are some of those common mistakes? Probably both of you will share on that.
I have made a couple of mistakes, you know.
Even as an expert.
Even as an expert. Because at times, maybe I'm not around and my baby has come from school. She says, Mom, I'm hungry. I'll just tell her, go and take mandazi from the shop. You know, it is the most logical thing to do. You know, or maybe it's a Saturday. We are just there as a family. We have people that have come. They have bought drinks. They've got these. They've brought these fizzy drinks, these carbonated drinks. You know, they are not in my house, but they have come with them. There's some aunties that will come with juices and everything, and then she'll be like, Mommy, can I take? Because she knows when they are there.
Yes.
I cannot
Psychology
say
at
no.
work.
Yes. You know. So at that time, you cannot say anything to this child. So, but you regulate what they take. You regulate how much they take. You know. They have to also know, even as I'm making that mistake, she would tell me, you know, but I'm taking too much mandazi, Mom. You know, because you've trained her. She knows
differently.
she knows. Even though I like crisps, I can do some arrowroots. You know, there's a way you make this food to be so yummy for this baby. She'll be saying, I love arrowroots more than bread. You know, and you're like, how did you know that? Where did you get that from? You know, because you've taught them. But as parents, especially we are now corporate parents, it's so easy for us to just say, take the easy way out. Let's take bread. Let's take bacon. Let's take sausages. You know, it's readily available. It's just frying a few minutes, you know. But, you know, when you know the baby, you have been teaching the baby, you've been teaching your eaters the healthy way to go. They will also correct you. They will also get to a time they will correct you. They'll be telling you, Mom, we've not been eating vegetables in this house. We've been taking too much of this, you know. So even you allow your children to correct you. If you've been training them, allow them to correct you, because even as a parent, most of the times you can also be wrong.
You can be wrong.
Yes.
Okay. Some of the common mistakes.
Oh, many. You know, those days you went to church and you came back home, you had not done, you know, a proper meal, like you had stored some food and everybody is tired. We just go bread. And sometimes it could be that often. Or you just do a quick order of junk food. Yes, I'll say that. Quite common. Yes.
In all this eating, I'm sure that apart from the picky eaters and everything, there's also another issue of food allergies.
Yes.
How do you deal with that as a parent? Probably my daughter reacts to this or my child reacts to this. you know, how do you deal with food allergies?
There is always an alternative. God is so mysterious because he does not give one thing. He is diverse. And so even food is diverse. If you're allergic to eggs,
Yeah.
there are other alternatives to eggs.
Yes.
You understand? So if you are allergic to something, in fact, as a parent, you may not know that this child is allergic to these things. So when I come maybe to see as an expert, I'll ask you as a parent,
Okay.
what is the dietary history of your baby? What does she like? What did she take yesterday? And what have you? And then when we introduce slowly.
Okay.
Maybe these allergens, you know. You see like oats, some take oats and they are so allergic to oats. Some are so allergic to eggs. Some are so allergic to anything protein,
Yeah.
you know. But, you know, as I said, there is protein also in legumes.
Yes.
There are legumes that are very high in protein. So you can substitute with that.
Okay.
Yes. So when I sit with a parent and they don't know if there's an allergen, we try to introduce at a go.
Okay.
We wait for some days. We see if that child is allergic. If they are allergic, then we substitute with a plant protein.
Okay.
If it's a protein allergy. Yeah. If it's a gluten allergy, we try to go gluten-free.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is possible.
It is possible.
Yes, it is possible.
And that's what you also advise when it comes to weaning the
Yes.
small babies,
Yes,
right? You
yes.
just add a food at a time, one food at a time.
One food at a time.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Let's get to the social. Someone is here, and I think this one is for you, Rosa.
Okay.
Because someone is saying, hello, what's the recommended diet for someone who had cancer? There's a lot of conflicting information out there. Absolutely. There's so much that is being said out there. But from your perspective?
What I can say is, if you eat healthy, more of veggies. But there's a lot of information out there. I've been looking at the social media recently, and I had someone saying you cannot use tallow. Someone is saying you cannot use seed oils. You know, they are not stable fats. You know, there's a lot of information out there. But what I can say is, as a person who had cancer, it is right for you to take food that is balanced. Take a lot of vegetables, take a lot of fruits, you know. Those are healing vitamins. Those are vitamins that are good for your healing. Take such. Take matoke, you know, it is high in potassium that will balance out the sodium.
Samomena also.
Yes. Yes, samomena, you know. You need the protein, you know.
Protein, yeah.
Yes, you need the protein. But a lot of veggies and fruits. Yes,
okay.
for revitalization. Yes.
Okay.
But that person that had cancer is cancer-free, they are a person that is free, you know. Let them just eat healthy. Yes.
And this issue of alkaline foods, does it come into play here?
Sometimes it does. But all we can say is you may never narrow down specifically to which food, because cancers vary. There are different types of cancer, and each cancer reacts maybe to certain differently, you know. So unless we can have one-on-one with that person and know specifically what,
then you guide them
yes, then they are able to be guided.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, in all this that the two mothers have talked about, I've not heard you guys talking about water. Is water important?
Very. Water is major.
You agree?
Very important.
Yes.
Did your kids used to drink water? Because that's also an issue when it comes to children, water.
Fortunately, yes. I have, when they were younger, I would, you know, be the one to tell them to drink, but then they got to an age.
Yeah.
They you know, like it became a thing, yes, in them.
Okay.
And because of also them participating in activities like sports in school, that makes their body need that water. So they actually do that for themselves.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
For a child, Rosa, who doesn't want to drink water, as we wind up now, what would be your advice to their parents or guardians?
I have an infant, let me say, I just weaned her. So she doesn't like water. In fact, till now, she doesn't like water. So I add a little glucose to the water.
Okay.
Or you add some fruit to the water to give it a taste. Because I think they are looking for tastes. and water is tasteless.
It's flat.
You know, it's flat. So because it's bland, they are looking for some taste.
Yeah.
So you can put some orange inside the water, then they will love to take the water. Or otherwise, you can give them fruits, like watermelon, it's 90% water, you know. So give them fruits that are high in water content, and also try to put some fruit in the water they take, and they will just love the water.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Because even patients, what then? How do they take water if they also feel that they can't? Probably is a diabetic patient who cannot take the fruits. There are fruits that they can't eat, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Not that they can't, but they're limited.
Moderation.
Because of the sugar content.
Yes.
Like a banana, a diabetic patient can only take maybe half a banana, you get, in a day.
Okay.
You know, so like an orange, they can just take a half of that orange in a day,
Yeah.
because of the content of the sugars. You know, but they are not prohibited completely from the fruits because they need it. Yes, only the portions.
Okay.
Now, a diabetic patient has a lot to do with portioning.
Yes.
With whatever they eat and the time they eat.
All right.
Yes.
Your parting shot, Jat, in 20 seconds rather. But please, the final words.
Listening to Rosa, I've learned things, especially about the meat. I actually didn't know that, yes, there are things we get from internet, but you can't exhaust or know, you know, particular, this is what I need for my child.
Yes.
But having heard what she's talking about, it's actually important to talk to a nutritionist. And right now, because my kids are teenage going up, they have specific things they want to do, like sports. Yes, it's important for a parent to talk to a nutritionist.
Thank you. And we end it right there, the importance of a nutritionist. And you've gotten right there. Free consultancy from Rosa, who was our expert in studio this morning. Thank you so much for giving us you know, your time, your feedback. And as always, we say your support. Thank you, as I mentioned earlier, for being part of this journey and just supporting us and ensuring that indeed you're impacting lives, changing lives, and even informing and educating people out there as partners. So remember, you can do that through our pay bill number 316 account name is your telephone number, and also there is the cooperative bank account displayed on your screen right now, and that is our cooperative number, and the account number is TBN Family Media. Remember also, we're going to be having you know, our prayer partners on the prayer circle. This on Friday, the last Friday of the month, we'll be having an amazing time in the presence of the Lord, and you don't want to miss this. Be part of it. And it will be an amazing day as a partner's prayer day for you and for me. I can't wait to see you there as we just mellow in the presence of the Lord. God bless you and keep you. See you again tomorrow on Matters Finances. God bless you.